Never used a machete before, as you can tell. Oh, shh. Hey, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Alexa and Elise. Hey. Gonna be doing a brief live stream on this recent situation. Tanika. Got some people here on Facebook. Schuler, what's up? Veronica, hola. Clairvoyant, hey. Jeez. Okay, what's up? Welcome, man. Welcome to the afternoon stream. I want to get back to the live streams. I'm still going to keep uploading videos. I did a video today. I haven't posted it yet. I did a video last night too. Haven't posted it yet. Waiting, but I might just post it a little bit later. But we're going to be talking about this situation in Washington, D.C. And we're going to watch the video. We're going to react. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please hit the like button. It helps out the algorithm. And let me get to this article really quick before we watch the video, just so you guys know kind of what happened. Oh, thank you, Winter Crimes. Has it popped here yet? Oh. Okay, I think it's delayed. It should pop up in a second. Three DC police officers are under criminal investigation for an incident on Sunday where one of the officers was punching a suspect in the face while the other two officers were attempting to hold the man. The officers reported witnessing a drug transaction on U Street in Southeast DC and then stopped the man involved in the transaction and recovered a gun. The Metropolitan Police Department said in a news release Monday. So there's a video that came out. I think this my son posted it on Instagram. Snoop Dogg reposted it. It's kind of gone viral. And since the police chief, I forget the guy's name, he's in the title, he's spoken out too. So we're going to watch the original video first, and then we're going to watch what the police chief has to say. And just kind of wanted to pop in, just say hi to you guys, check in. Hope everybody's doing all right. Do a brief little story and, you know, share your thoughts on this. So let's check out the video. So this happened Sunday. Let me get the better screen. I guess that's it. Oh, I'm jacked up over here. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's about 5 minutes long. So, Robert Contee, thank you. It's about 5 minutes long, so here we go.
Come on, man. What the fuck? Hey, Mo. Guys, back up. Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? No, you're not. No, you're not.
This guy, like, oh shit. Sorry. Let's just watch it over here on my son's thing. My bad. When it's on the web browser, it keeps doing that, but we'll watch it on my son's thing. So he's being detained, allegedly for a drug transaction. But this guy's just like punching him. Elbowing him, not even punching, elbowing him to the face.
Why you punching?
Jesus Christ.
Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching?
And then he goes out of his way to go to the side and still sneak in punches.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Bro, that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Man, why you hit him? Man, what's
Oh, wow. So this is now people trying to like intervene. I mean, I guess they're arresting him. I don't know if he's resisting. I guess they can't get the handcuffs. I don't know what's going on because the way it starts, this is how the video starts.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Nah. Stop. Yeah. Stop. Right now. Yeah.
They can't get handcuffs on him or what? What's going on? So he does have handcuffs? When did they get that on? Was it on the whole time? Well, let me just keep watching.
Start some more units over here. Hey, Jesse, back, Charlie, back. Stop. 16 units. Start some more units over here.
He called all units on him.
Y'all, man, wow for hit him in his face. He wild. He wild. He wild. Your man wrong, Slim. Your man wrong. Man, he was just stealing my kids, bro. Your man wrong. No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all wasn't. Y'all stole.
Thank you, Joe Pan.
No, y'all stole. Yeah. I got that from camera. Y'all put him in his face, too. Yeah. That's about guns and shit. Yeah. Look at this eye, Mo. Look at this eye.
The video's almost over. For the people that are just joining, I'll
Look
tell
at this
you.
eye. Man, look at this eye. That's my cousin right there. I'm trying to be cool.
You got back up.
I'm trying to be cool with my
That's fine.
cousin.
You can record from there, though.
No, y'all
Back up.
not.
Come on.
Come on, why you touching
Come on, back up. You gotta
Why
back up, bro. You're not listening to me. Back up.
Don't touch me, though. Don't touch me, though.
Come on. You gotta
Your
get out of the
man
street.
wrong.
You gotta get in the street.
Your man right there wrong.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Right there wrong. Yeah, y'all man right there wrong. He stole my man in his face. Couple times.
You know you ain't
Yeah.
supposed to do that, bro.
Yeah, he stole him in his face a couple times.
Protocol, y'all supposed to put your hands like punching people. Be honest though.
Depends on the situation.
No, if you have somebody, if he in handcuffs, they only doing is talking out of anger. Why is he punching him in his face? You can't, you know, out of protocol, if somebody's being restrained, there's no reason for you to hit him. I'm just saying, is it by law? Hey, don't go to court. Why you pushing my cousin, bro? Why are you pushing him though? This ain't no time, take up. Fuck y'all talking about, huh? Why y'all feel like y'all breaking the law like that? Cool, bro.
So they got a gun. You see that? Hold on. Let me just rewind. My only thing, and listen, I'm not the expert of this stuff. I'm the last person. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be other people that are either retired cops, ex-cops, experts, attorneys, blah, blah, blah. I'm just reacting. But I would think that if this guy has a gun on him, shouldn't that have been the first thing you guys did was check him for weapons or something? What the heck?
If he in handcuffs,
Or is it supposed to be after you struggle and whatever and then handcuff him, then you check for weapon? I don't know.
they only doing is talking out of anger. Why is he punching him in his face? You can't, you know, out of protocol,
Where'd you get
somebody's
that?
being restrained. Be honest though.
Depends on the situation.
In his pocket.
No, if you have somebody, if he in handcuffs, they only doing is talking out of anger. Why is he punching him in his face? You can't, you know, out of protocol, if somebody's being restrained, there's no reason for you to hit him. I'm just saying, is it by law? Hey, don't go to court. Why you pushing my cousin, bro?
The trash.
Why are you pushing him though? This ain't no time, take up. Fuck y'all talking about, huh? Why y'all feel like y'all breaking the law like that? Cool, bro.
What's up, George? Hope you're doing well, man.
Use a bitch. 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 You was quick to whip your gun out on me. Nigga, use a bitch.
We ain't worrying about that. We ain't worrying about that. We ain't worrying about that. Fuck what you talking about?
So we're gonna watch the beginning part of that one more time, and then we're gonna watch the press conference with the chief talking. For the new people that have joined, really quickly, supposedly, so there's 3 officers that are under criminal investigation, Washington D.C. The officers reported witnessing a drug transaction on U Street in Southeast D.C. and then stopped the man involved in the transaction and recovered a gun. So that's kind of the thing going on. Damn, my throat. Sorry. My thing's acting up. You know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of what's going on with that. Let's look at it again from the beginning. It's blowing up because Snoop Dogg reposted it. My son, I think, was the original poster. And from here, from where this starts, it's kind of hard to see. We don't know how things started, what happened before that, you know, but let's see.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
Hey, Mo.
So I don't know what the policy and procedure is. This allowed over there or not? We're gonna see the police chief. Maybe it's not. But this dude was like,
Hey, Mo.
Trying to fight back.
Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? No, you're not. No,
That's kind of crazy to me too, though. This guy going to the side, like, damn, bro, chill.
you're not. No, you're not.
Why'd you hit him? Why'd you hit him? Man, why'd you hit him? Man, he's telling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
My thing is too is like, was he? Let me see. He wasn't cuffed. When did they cuff him? Was his hands? Was he cuffed already the entire time? Let me see. Or did they get it on him at some point? If he was handcuffed the entire time, that's messed up. Maybe at this point is when they got it on him, because I thought at one point he kind of. Let's see.
Man, why you hit him? Man, he's telling.
Maybe this is where they got it on him.
Hey, Mo. Why you punching?
Yeah, I don't think he's handcuffed at this point.
Why you punching? Why you punching?
Yeah, I don't know what the law is over there. Let's check it. Let's take a look at the Facebook Live that just happened. I think like an hour ago or something. This case involving 3 police officers have been referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. to determine whether the officers should be prosecuted. The 3 MPD members have been placed on non-contact status. They will have no interactions with the public as the incident gets investigated. Contee emphasized that DC police are attempting to get illegal guns off the streets of the city, which, you know, crime is pretty bad over there, right? I think. Sydney said, and they want, thank you for the super chat, by the way. And they wonder why the police are not respected. George Floyd people, they have not learned. Well, let's take a look and see what this guy had to say. The police chief, which this guy, I briefly looked online, just very, very brief. He's been in the news a lot of times. I guess I saw some viral stuff. I don't know exactly for what, but let's check this out. About 20 minutes long.
Itself on treating administrative investigations. MPD prides itself on treating everyone with respect, even when we are recovering guns and taking some of our most violent criminals off of our streets. It will be done constitutionally and respectfully. Our standard as police officers are intentionally set high. This is to ensure we have the support and trust of the communities we serve. This video does not reflect that standard. That will be the end of my statement with respect to this. Now we'll answer questions shortly after I make the next statement regarding homicides. There are 3 homicides that have occurred over the weekend that I'd like to address with the public at this time. A homicide offense occurred in the 600 block of 53rd Street Southeast at approximately 12 a.m. on Saturday, August the 7th. Members of the 6th District.
My thing so far, and there's going to be a portion of this where they start to ask questions about what happened, which I think is going to be kind of good. If he really was selling drugs, which I don't know if he was or not, and if he really did have an illegal gun or whatever, I mean, I don't know, man, because there is supposed to be a way things are done, right? So I mean, it depends. I'd have to see more. I mean, it's wrong. I don't think he was handcuffed. I don't know if they were subduing him or what was the case. They are going to be reviewing the body cams, and hopefully if they release that, it's unedited. I mean, at least thankfully nobody's dead. You know what I mean? But
Responded to the 600 block of 53rd Street Southeast for the report of a shooting. Upon arrival, members located
I'm not sure, Orange.
male victim suffering from apparent gunshot wound. The victim was transported to a local hospital for treatment. After all life-saving efforts failed, the victim succumbed to his injuries and was ultimately pronounced deceased. A short time later, 2 additional adult male victims were transported to area hospitals and treated for
thanks, George, man. Appreciate
injuries. The decedent in this
Massachusetts.
case has been identified as 20-year-old Jawan Williams of Southeast Washington, D.C. The next case occurred in the 200 block of 49th Street Southeast at approximately 6:17 p.m. on Saturday. Members of the 6th District were flagged down the area of the 200 block of 49th Street Southeast and located an adult male in a vehicle suffering from a gunshot wound. The decedent in this case has been identified as 69-year-old James Beckham of Suitland, Maryland. The last case, a homicide offense, occurred in the 3000 block of Nelson Place Southeast. At approximately 4:29 p.m. on Saturday, August 7th, members of the 6th District responded to the 3000 block of Nelson Place for the report of a shooting. Upon arrival, members located an adult female victim inside of a residence suffering from a gunshot wound. The victim was transported to an area hospital where, after all life-saving efforts failed, this victim was pronounced deceased. The decedent in this case has been identified as 20-year-old Kendall Brown of Hyattsville, Maryland. On Sunday, August 8th, pursuant to a D.C. Superior Court arrest warrant, members of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force arrested 22-year-old Ahmad Jefferson of Fort Washington, Maryland. He has been charged with second-degree murder while armed in this case. And I think that these cases really underscore, again, just the violence that we have seen recently in our city. It's consistent with what we have seen going on in a national landscape with respect to gun violence in our communities. At this point, I will address any questions that you may have.
There's the question
part.
part.
Over here. Yes.
Or several officers in the video, you said 3 officers' police powers have been revoked. Could you clarify which 3 specifically you're referring to?
So the 3 officers, the officer who made the punch, and there are 2 other officers in the video. Yes.
And you said non-contact status. Could you distinguish? Is that the same as administrative leave? Could you define that?
One member will basically non-contact status, no contact with the public. One member will be on administrative leave. The striking member. And again, this matter is being sent to the United States Attorney's Office for prosecutorial review today.
Are all 3 under under criminal investigation?
Yes, that is correct.
And administrative investigation?
It's criminal first.
Okay.
And then once they make a determination on the criminal side, what will happen, then the administrative investigation will happen after we go the criminal route first.
Got it.
That review has to happen first.
And can you identify any of the 3 officers by name?
I'm not releasing their names.
I'm really trying to get the names.
Yes.
And you know, with the George Floyd, was it George Floyd? I heard, I know they showed up to this guy's house. That's whatever. But Derek Chauvin, I think. But I heard, I don't know if it was a hit case, that supposedly these people got the wrong house at one point or something. They got, like, some other people were living there or something. It wasn't this guy. And these people showed up. I think they trashed the house. These internet people are nuts. So they know what they're doing too. They know what they're doing. They're going to send the people over there, you know.
And then we'll come in.
What's happening leading up to this? Is this a case where officers were in the area personally witnessing this? Does this involve the gun recovery unit? Does this involve what people call jump out squads? And tell us about what video will be released by the police department. Are we going to get the body cam video? And will it
Did you tell me that, Evelyn? Somebody told me that.
Just one?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Darcy. So the officers were in the area while they were inside of the car. They observed this transaction. Once they observed this transaction, they went to approach these 2 individuals. I've seen body-worn camera video. I've seen the video that's been released to the public. I don't think there's anything that's more damning than what I've already seen, quite frankly. The review process or the video will go, the body-worn camera review process will take place as it normally does, and if there's a determination to release the body-worn camera video in addition to what's already out there publicly, then it will be done so at that time.
Did they have reason to believe that he was armed at that time?
It appears that they did, but again, that will all come out in the investigation. Yes, sir. Yeah, you, sir, right here. Sorry.
Get the mic in place there. Chief Tom Rousley, Channel 7 News. I wanted to ask you about the weekend violence.
Yeah.
Is there any common thread, it appears at this point, in the motives? Are any of them related? Is this drug trade? Is this street crews? Can you tell us anything about the motives at this point?
People with guns. I mean, that's the common denominator. People with illegal firearms, I would say that. Sometimes it's, for the cases that we are working right now, sometimes it's as a result of a dispute. Sometimes it's just as a result.
I really wonder what's the procedure, because I don't know this stuff. Are they supposed to handcuff the person first and then check for, weapons? That they even ask them? Because we didn't see the beginning part of the video. We just saw when they had him up against the fence. And so at the very end is when they pull out a handgun out of this guy's pocket. I'm like, damn, if he was dangerous, you guys are really concerned. You guys leave that for the end? Is that how it's done? I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to handcuff them first. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Of somebody just shooting randomly at individuals who are in the group, and maybe they're just targeting.
I always notice they pat me down. Damn, Vic. I always notice when I get stopped. I always notice they pat them down. Oh, I thought you said you. I was like, damn, how many times you getting stopped? I always notice they pat him down first, then cuff him. That's what I thought. They didn't pat this guy down. They didn't check him. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Targeting that one person, but illegal guns, we can say that for certain. As we get further in these investigations, and obviously you hear through communication with individuals in community, what the underlying issue is right now. But the bottom line is we got too many people with illegal firearms in our communities. Yes, ma'am.
I noticed in the video, after watching it a couple of times, that some of the other people who are recording began throwing trash at the police. Your reaction in terms of where is this going to lead in the community? What's your message to the community? Because it felt like they were fighting back to help this young man.
Yeah, well, obviously they were upset by that, and I think there are a lot of people who watched the video who were upset. I was upset when I saw the video. I've been working my tail off, and she'll have a lot of members within this police department to really make sure that we engage community in positive spaces. And when we have things that happen, whether it's on our police department or in community where people do things, be it police officers or someone else, that does not move us forward in those engagements, those are things that have to be addressed. I've been talking about accountability, whether I'm talking about accountability outside of the police department or inside of the police department, it really doesn't matter to me. We have a responsibility to the way that we treat community, and I didn't see that. Yes, ma'am, over here, then Paul, yes.
Turn to the people recording saying, "I'll punch again," or something to that effect. Can you talk about, in your review of that video, the viral video, what enraged you the most with what you saw, how you reacted at different points, and then, well, I'll ask a follow-up question too.
Well, quite simply, at the point where, this officer made contact with this individual, that's the point where, where my outrage is. I understand we got to get illegal guns off the street, but it's the way that we go about doing the things that we do. That is not consistent with our training. That's not consistent with our tactics. It's not consistent with our policies, with our procedures. It's certainly not consistent with the values of this agency or my own personal values. And when we have someone engaged in that type of behavior, it brings discredit to our entire agency.
And then with the other two officers that were also placed on no contact, what did they do that you felt they needed to be placed as well?
So as we review this, this whole entire incident, I believe that as police officers, we have a responsibility not just to the public, but we also have a responsibility to each other. And when we see members are engaged in behavior that is questionable, behavior that could be criminal, behavior that is not consistent with our training and our policies and our tactics, then we have a responsibility to engage at that point. Understanding understanding that at this particular time there was a gun involved. There was an illegal firearm that was recovered. But again, the way that we go about handling our business before, during, and after the incident are all things that are part of this investigation that I need to look at. Paul, yes.
Two-part question.
Yeah.
First part is the 69-year-old man who was shot and killed in the city. Do you know the circumstances behind that?
Yeah, he was inside of a vehicle. We got a call about an assault. Officers responded to the area. Someone flagged us down, said, hey, there's a guy in the car, a guy who he knew, and he said that he was suffering from a gunshot wound. We obviously went to the location that we were directed to where we came upon this individual. So, obviously there's some investigation that has to be done in that space. But again, we're asking for the public's assistance with all of these cases. If anyone has any information about that case or any of the others, please feel free to reach out to us, 727-9099 or 50411. We're offering up to a $25,000 reward in that case.
Secondly, last week, you put out in your weekly firearms recoveries a case in which NSID had a search warrant for an apartment down at 200 block of K Street Southwest. They found 7 people in the apartment, and they found this cache of weapons that included a couple of assault weapons, some pistols, including one that had a giggle switch on it. When I checked the records, it appeared that some people had not been charged. One guy who was charged was released the next day. So my question is this: is there a pattern, anecdotally, is there a pattern in which people are only being charged if your officers can put these guns in the hands of people, and the charges are not being filed for some other reason that we're unaware of?
Yeah, so Paul, I think in all these cases, again, this is what I've been, what I've been saying to community. I think that we have to really kind of examine, the whole process here and how this takes place. Why is it that a place that the police service search warrant, multiple individuals inside?
All right, man. Take care, George.
Inside. How is it that?
Thanks for stopping by, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Individuals are.
I might skip past a little bit of this because I just wanted to hear about the specific incident.
Back out in community, right? That's a question that we have
let him
to,
finish
that we really
answering
have to
this.
dig into. Certainly, I know that you and others have been doing your due diligence, but individual issue and get on his and come by knocks the account. Yes. Wait a minute. We'll go here. Wait a minute. You had a question, so we'll go here. You have not had one, and we'll go here. I'll come back to her, and then you, Mitch, and then you'll be the last one. Yes, sir.
So in regards to the video that surfaced from last night, some people would argue that there are many cases that don't get on video, and that video obviously triggered your comment this morning, in addressing it. So how does MPD go about investigating alleged police brutality cases that don't happen on video, that people often report?
So I would say that anytime anyone witnesses or feels like they have witnessed an incident of police brutality, that they would make those complaints known, obviously, to our Office of Police Complaints. That's an independent agency, independent of the Metropolitan Police Department. All of our officers are equipped with body-worn camera footage, so that footage can be reviewed to see if, in fact, there is something there that should be that warrants investigation further. If there are actual credible facts there that need to be investigated. I've been around this place long enough to know that sometimes there's truth in things, and sometimes there's not truth. But we do have a mechanism to confirm that, and that is by the complaint being made and then the review of the body-worn camera footage. Yes, ma'am.
To what degree would you say, though, since you first came into your position, how often, if you could tell me, how often has that been used, in your investigation to get guns off the street?
Anytime it's alleged, there's a review of the body-worn camera footage. I can't stand here and tell you, it was 3 cases or it was 5 cases. I can't give you that information, but I can tell you that any and every time an allegation of police brutality or whatever is made and that matter is investigated, there's an opportunity for us to review body-worn camera footage to see if it actually occurred. Yes, ma'am.
Chief Delia Gonzalez from WSA 9. A 2-part question.
Sure.
One, do we know?
Yo, thank you guys for the people that are just stopping in just to say hi. I appreciate that. Thank you throughout your day. We're almost done with this too because I got to go pick up baby girl. I am probably going to be back tonight though because no baby tonight. Party time. And yeah, there's just a lot of things going on, but I want to keep pushing the content. I really want to try to continue to grow. So thank you guys for coming by. I really want to know more about this story. As far as I'd like to see some more of the beginning. It looks wrong. It's wrong. from what I see. I mean, but there's still, I'd like to know more. They haven't released, I don't like to come to full conclusions without seeing everything. You know, I want to absorb and see everything. It's jacked up, of course, especially this guy. The guy looked like he had a vendetta, especially when the guy's like coming around, sneak punching like through the side and stuff. I'm like, and at that point, it even looked like he was already handcuffed at that point when I don't know, when he came around the side. I'm not sure. The other thing, yeah, they haven't released the person's name, which is kind of interesting. I wonder why. I'm sure it'll come out, but I wonder why they haven't released the guy that was being handcuffed and being punched. And I don't know the DC, you know, what is their, you know what I was thinking too with police cameras, like, I don't know, why don't they push for some sort of law? Is there a law, some sort of transparency that when something like this happens, okay, you have to release the video, or are they going to say that impedes an investigation? But I'm thinking for the public, you have to release the video unedited. Don't start doing all these little jump cuts and stuff. And you know, put it out there. Yeah, I don't know.
If these officers are familiar with that area of Ward 8, if they patrolled that area before, and two, when you came into your position, you were championed and celebrated for being a local, being a native, understanding the parts of this city and the folks of this city who say they've been over-policed for generations.
Over-policed?
What do you say in regards to mending those relationships after people see this type of...
Oh, I see. I see what she's saying. Oh, okay. Some of these places, I would think they need more police, but no, with this situation and the context, I guess I see what they're saying.
You're in this video going viral.
Yeah, so a couple of things to that. These officers are assigned to the 7th District, so yeah, they are familiar with the area. Whether or not they're familiar with the individual, I don't know. Whether or not they're familiar with the individual involved. With respect to, you know, me coming through the door, you know, I think it uniquely places me in position to be able to really kind of understand community frustration. Several community members, actually that's how I found out about several community members who trust me, sent this information to me, sent this video to me, which really kind of got things rolling. So I want to those, I would just say publicly, thank you for forwarding this information to me and entrusting me with the responsibility to do what we need to do to ensure that this matter is resolved. And when I say resolved, meaning that it has to go through its process. I think when you talk about, you know, what I see in terms of, you know, how I engage with community, you know, this is it's a daily act for me.
The facial expressions I'm making is this crazy thing that I'm looking at. This story, I'm gonna have to probably cover this story about this child that was on the bus, and the child went missing. The bus went missing for 2.5 hours and just shows up. This is a DC story too. I was kind of like, 2.5 hours? What were you doing with that child all that time? Respect the cops. Was this idiot even behaving, or would they have been there? I mean, we just saw the video. To me, like I say, yo, I'm not this person. Maybe you might want to get me one way or the other. I think case by case, right is right and wrong is wrong. But yeah, I don't know.
Me, in terms of making sure that we are doing everything that we possibly.
Oh, and wasn't there a police officer? Was it DC that was killed recently? It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, too. I feel like with this situation, we need a little bit more details. You know, some people might not like that, but more details. You actually want to take in everything? How dare you? DC police officer. There was a lady that was killed. Police officer. I think it was DC. Shot. Yeah. Chicago officer killed. Is it this the same lady I'm thinking of? Get her image. I don't want to play a video, but there was somebody, I think it was some other police officer dies in apparent suicide. They're killing themselves. But there was one, the recent one, widow of dead. Oh, Ella French. Let me just pull this up real quick. I wonder if it's the lady I'm thinking of. It's a crappy job. I would not do it. Yeah, this is the lady. I would not do that job. Hell no. Everybody hates you. This is the woman that was killed in Chicago. Young lady, too. I love French. Maybe they're pissed off about that. This is like the worst time to be a cop right now. Just 29 years old.
Possibly can to engage community in positive spaces, because eventually there are bad things that happen sometime, and I want to continue, and I will continue to make those investments in community. Matter of fact, as soon as I leave here, I'm going to meet with some members in community about this issue, right? Because it's important to me. It's important to me that they understand, you know, again, that in my role and the responsibility I have, this is not something that I take lightly. Again,
I'll see if I can find out the story behind her.
It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that we whitewash. I'm embarrassed behind this. I'm ashamed behind this. And at the end of the day, we need to make sure that this matter that it goes through the process the way that it needs to go through. Yes, let me move over here to, I think it was you, and then Mitch, and then Darcy, you'll be the last one. Yes.
Commenting on the other side of this, saying that a firearm was pulled from the man. Would you have rather police shot at this person? Can you please respond to that and also clarify?
Wait, what did you say? Hold on.
Yes.
Commenting on the other side of this, saying that a firearm was pulled from.
Yeah, let Amy, as long as she's being somewhat respectful, everybody can come in and have their own opinion, man. Everybody can come in. Don't block her or stop her from talking. Reminds me of the other video that we did. You know, let people, as long as she's not coming here and F you, F this, and calling, you know, racial stuff, people can have their opinion, man. People can have their opinion. We're not going to shun anybody.
From the man, would you have rather police shot at this person? Can you please respond?
And you guys have the right to respond back too, you know what I'm saying? Amy, we're all Antifa here. Definitely not Antifa. I can't stand those bastards. And I'm not somebody that hates cops at all. For people that I've watched, I tend to piss people off. That's why I said I'm not the person for this. I was like, let me just come in and we'll talk about it anyway. People want to get upset. People want to get upset.
Respond to that and also clarify, what is police policy
Antifa
to strike someone?
Yeah. So first of all, people who would respond that way, we do need to get illegal firearms off the street. We absolutely do. Illegal firearms, they take lives. Bullets take lives, and they have no names on. We absolutely need to get illegal firearms off the street. But that is not the way that you do it. That's not the way that you do it. It's not a way that I'm accepting. It's not the way that we train. It's not our tactics. It's not our policy. When there's individuals, if this individual was, and again, I don't want to go too far down the line on this because there's a process, and I don't want the process to be tainted by my comments here. But if this individual was actively combative or something like that, clearly he was not just putting his hands behind his back, say, hey, take me to jail. So I understand that there are some people who, you know, who might think that, but that's not the way that we train. Even if you think that that's okay, it's not the way.
So he's clarifying and say it's not okay. My thing is, I feel like he kind of evaded a little bit, right? Because he said he watched the full body cam and he said that the viral video is worse. Okay, maybe it's worse. But why not speak to what you saw, right? And maybe you could speak to what happened before we saw what we saw.
That there are some people who, you know, who might think that, but that's not the way that we train. Even if you think that that's okay, it's not the way that we train to get illegal firearms.
I got Antifa people in here?
It's just not.
Oh, Lord.
Mitch.
Lord almighty. What have I become?
Darcy, man, Darcy's the last one. I got to get out of here. I got to meet with some community members. Also want to.
I got to get out of here. I got to go to lunch.
Recognize, and I'm sorry, I see all the lights in my face, and I got my glasses on, but the presence of Councilmember Trayon White, who's also here as well as the deputy mayor, and I should have started. I should have really started with that. Yes, sir. You.
Talk with some more specificity about how MPD does train to use closed fist strikes or punching in this case?
Yeah, if we use straight strikes as an example, you know, it's in a situation where there's a combative individual, you know, we would use a straight strike in that type of instance, but we have to be very careful about where we strike as officers, and we don't teach our members to make those types of strikes. Those types of
Lightning said, where's the press conferences for the deaths of those who are killed and murdered by cops? What? Oh, what? I don't know. I thought I read that wrong, actually.
In that type of situation.
Do you know if this officer has been investigated for conduct
No,
similar
I don't
to
know.
this?
The press conference for the deaths of those who are killed and murdered by cops.
The person, I don't know if we call him a suspect at this point. My understanding he was taken into custody. What charges is he facing? And considering the fact that these officers are now under investigation, what does the outlook look like as far as prosecuting
You guys,
the person?
you guys be nice.
Yeah, so initially I think he was charged with possession of the illegal firearm, that kind of thing. I'm not sure.
So did he have an illegal firearm then? My thing is this: if he was fighting and punching, they already had 3 people on him. I don't know what happened before. He was fighting, punching, whatever, an illegal firearm, and if he really was selling drugs, and I'm kind of like, okay, fuck it. But at this point, it seemed like they already had him subdued, but he wasn't. They didn't have the handcuffs, and maybe he didn't want to get handcuffed. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's still too early. Like this, literally, it happened Sunday, but it kind of broke today. Kind of like the video kind of went viral and stuff like that.
Yeah, so initially I think he was charged with possession of the illegal firearm, that kind of thing. I'm not sure what all the charges were. I'm not sure what the U.S. Attorney's Office is going to do ultimately with the.
Now, the anti-fascist people, to me, it's just crazy people. I've seen what these people do. They just kind of seem nutty to me. I could never associate myself with that.
Case. They'll have to make a decision on that based upon their review of the case. That's pretty much where we are, and I'm assuming that'll happen sometime this morning or this afternoon at the latest. They'll make a determination. As far as I know, yes. And obviously I've been, kind of dealing with this morning, so I'm not sure, if he's been presented or not, or just kind of what the status is. Thank you guys all for your time this morning. Yep.
Did they really put some techno stuff at the end? What the hell was that? So weird. Interesting. So this officer that was shot, I'll keep an eye on the story. Not that invested in it like that, but I'll keep an eye on it. But this officer, Ella French, who was shot and killed, it's a really crappy job. I wouldn't want to do it. During a traffic stop in West Inglewood Saturday night while her partner remains in the hospital after being shot. Police said that 3 suspects were being pulled over in a routine traffic stop Saturday night near 63rd Street and Bell Avenue in West Inglewood, England. That's when police said they exchanged gunfire with the community safety officers, including Officer French. Damn. So, rest in peace to her.
Well, obviously a difficult and emotional situation for the family and friends of this officer. We're told that family remains at the bedside of this officer as he continues to fight for his life. We're told that he remains in an ICU after he was shot and left in critical condition. Now, prayers continue for the Chicago police officer who has been on the job since August 2014. Friends say he's 39 years old, married with a young son. He and his partners were members of a neighborhood community safety team. The officer and his female partner were shot while conducting a traffic stop with a 3rd officer in Chicago's West Inglewood neighborhood. The officers did return fire. Now, sources tell the I-Team that the wounded officer has 3 gunshot wounds, 1 exited an eye, 1 lodged in the back of the head, and 1 struck his shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm asking Chicago to wrap their arms around our police officers today and encourage them to continue their great work in protecting us all.
Now, the pastor at this officer's church did have a moment of silence yesterday during Sunday services, adding that the officer loved the community that he served. Of course, everyone continues to pray that this officer recovers.
So, did I say Washington? That's a Chicago thing. I don't know if I said it was the same place. 2 different places, but yeah, shot and killed. I guess that's it, man. Just wanted to pop in. Gotta head out of here soon.
Come on, why you touching?
Look at it real quick again. Let's see.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
Hey, Mo.
Yeah, no, that's not necessary, man. At this point, it's like he's just angry or something. He's just angry. I don't know. Taking out whatever frustrations. Like I said, maybe we'll see an update. Maybe more will be released. Maybe we'll find out more. It is interesting that they haven't released the name of this guy.
Come on, man.
Hey, Mo.
Back up.
Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching?
I think he just made the situation even worse, really. Maybe is what's happening here is they're trying to get the handcuffs on him, and he doesn't want to let them get the handcuffs on him. So this guy, he's just like,
hey, Mo.
Back up.
Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? Why you punching? No, you're not.
yeah, this is crazy. Jesus.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, like what is this going to do to help the situation at this point? You know what I'm saying? Coming around to the corner, to the side.
Why'd you hit him? Why'd you hit him?
So this is what's going on. They're trying to get his handcuffs on. They're trying to get his, I mean, I don't, I'm not condoning that. I don't know what the procedure is over there, but they're trying to get the handcuffs on him.
Man, why'd you hit him? Man, why'd you hit him?
No, you're not.
Why'd you hit him? Why'd you hit him? Man, why'd you hit him?
Get your hands behind your back.
Man, why'd you hit him?
Oh.
Yeah.
Basura.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Nah.
Now, could they be charged for throwing trash? Is that something too at the officers? Like, is that considered assault? Like, if they wanted to, can they go and like charge the other people?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're frustrated. I don't think they would, because just of how this thing is blowing up and the publicity, I don't think they're going to turn around and do that.
Right now! Yeah!
And he took out his gun too at one point. Is that the same guy that was punching people? I think it's the same guy, right? Punching this guy.
Start some more units over here.
So now he's handcuffed.
Hey, Jesse, back, back.
It's just a little wild to me that all this time he had a gun on him, though. At the very end of the video, they take the gun. I don't know. Oh, at least he's alive. They can figure this out. Yeah, I think they should just release the body cams unedited. And I don't know. Talk about what happened before. But anyway, yo, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it, man. Please hit like before we get out of here. Subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Oh, one thing I wanted to do too. What's the name of the shirt that we're gonna do? Real quick, I'm gonna send you guys to this other video. Let me just insert Premiere right now if I can. 5 minutes long. Michael Vaughn. I did a Michael Vaughn video for the people that are following that story. I'm going to redirect you guys. If I can. Redirect. There we go. Redirect. Boom. Boom. Okay, so don't leave yet. Just stay right here if you're on YouTube. It's going to take you right there right now. Thank you guys so much again. Be safe. Take care. There's crazy-ass people everywhere. Crazy-ass people. I couldn't be a cop because I'd tase somebody or shoot somebody. But anyway, take care. Peace. Stay here. Stay here. Don't leave. Don't leave.